Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick. I'm a commercial photographer and author based in the west of Ireland. Welcome to the Lightroom blog, and in this video we're going to talk about editing drone photos. Basically it's the same as any landscape, but I'm just doing a specific overhead drone shot that I did with a Mavic Air. So let's dive into the edit. Hi folks, so we're going to look at some drone footage, but what's happening here will apply to any landscape photo that you shoot. So the first thing to do is to look up at the histogram and see that we are lacking in blacks and shadows, and we've kind of exposed to the right a little bit, so we've got more opportunity to save stuff and bring information back. We haven't clipped, so we're in good stead. So there's still plenty of information to work with here. So the first thing I'm going to do is generally select the profile. Now with drone footage, we don't really have a lot of options here, and because if we go into the profiles, we can see that we have black and white color, and that's it, simple as that. Now obviously the artistic and vintage and modern ones, all those kind of ones, they will apply as well anyway. In this case, they're more suited towards portraits rather than strictly landscapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by just choosing color, because, well, that is the option I want, because I want to shoot color. So the next thing to do is to expand our range. So the first thing we can see here is that the blacks can be safely brought way down. So I have the clipping indicator turned on, so that's the J key to turn them on and off. So you can see how we've darkened the images quite considerably. Probably too much here. I don't need anything to go fully black in here, so I'm just getting rid of all of the little blue kind of dots that were showing up around in the darker areas. There's a tiny one there, I don't mind that, that's fine. Okay, and now I'm going to expand the whites up a tiny bit, just so that we're just seeing just those edges are starting to go there. So that way the white is fully white. So we got from black to white in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the tonal range a little bit more by pulling down the highlights. And then I'm going to increase the shadows as well to open them up too. Alright, so a little bit of a balance between the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye on what's going on. I can probably bring the blacks down a small bit now, because when you increase the shadows, you can generally pull the blacks down a small bit. So that looks good to me. Now it's a landscape, so I think I could probably do with some vibrance. So I'm going to bring up some vibrance, and I will always add a little bit of saturation as well. Vibrance tends to concentrate on blues, whereas saturation will deal with all colors to saturate all colors. So I really like what's going on there. It's a nice distinction between the two colors of the sand, and then it really brings out the sea. So to bring in sharpness into the waves and the motion of the waves and stuff like that. Now I didn't shoot these using any kind of filters. I could have shot with filters on the actual camera, on the gimbal, but I didn't. So now I'm going to bring up clarity. Okay, that's really, really cool. So I'm also going to jump into detail, and I'm going to just zoom in onto the waves, because you need to be at 100% to see what's going on. So I'm going to bring up masking here for a second, and I'm going to hold down the option key, and that will just show me where that is working. That's the Alt key on PC. So therefore I only want the sharpening happening on these areas here. I'm just going to boost it a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to click to zoom back out again. So as I'm looking around, is there anything that's really, really kind of annoying me in the picture? Okay, what's that there now? Okay, it's just a rock. It's kind of very blue. That rock kind of stands out a little bit, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Trying to make it a little bit uniform there. That's chosen from directly beside it. I press H, we can see where, so I'm going to choose somewhere a little bit further away, so that it's not kind of exactly the same. Try and balance it up a little bit. Okay, that looks alright. You're not really going to notice it's zoomed out anyway, so. And H to hide that. Okay, that's fine. So what other things would you want to consider with these? Well, I've deliberately gone for kind of a rule of thirds in this, but it may be a little bit chunky on sides. So if I go in here to edit, I can actually check the lines. See that I could probably push that up a little bit. So I'm just going to hold down the shift key to retain what we have there, just to tighten that up a little bit, so that we have this kind of green band, this kind of darker brown, and this kind of lighter brown. Now what I like about this image is it kind of looks like I've got an eye here and an eye here and a bit of a nose, and then kind of this could be the mouth, or even that bit there could be a mouth. You know, so just kind of interesting graphics to the shot there. If I wanted to change contrast further, I can come into the tone curve. Now normally I would use the point curve. This is the parametric curve. You take this button to get to the point curve. So we can pull this down, just start creating a little bit of an S curve. Alright, that'll bring up the contrast even more. And then what I'm just going to look at is I'm just going to look at possibly warming it up. No, that's not good. Cooling it down. No. The shot seemed to have worked okay for that, so it actually made a good selection. That looks really, really nice to me because I like what it's doing with the greens there. I like the warmth here. Now, I'm not sure about the tint. There we go, that's better. Alright, double click on the tint, brought it back to where it was supposed to be. So it was just a little bit too magenta there, but that's good. So that is mostly what I would do. The only other thing that I might try in an image like this is I might actually bring up dehaze. See how it looks. Oh yeah, I like what that's doing. But sometimes when you use dehaze, it darkens the image too much, and that means that you have to bring up exposure as well. So now, by pressing the backslash key, you can get to see a before and an after. Okay, that's actually selecting a wrong before. So let me go back to the before that I need, and I'll show you how to do that. So this is where I reset settings. And just make sure that's reset settings was there. So copy history steps settings to before, so you're choosing that one. So now when I press the backslash, it'll show you that one. So that is from what came out of the camera, and that is our edit. So we can see that we made quite a significant change. So here it looks really flat and bright, and here we have a lot more depth and character and color to it. So I think that's a successful edit. I'm just going to press J to get rid of the clipping indicators, just so we're not seeing those little flecks of blue in it to annoy us. And I'm just going to press F for full screen, and that's what the image looks like there. So I'm happy with that. Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up there. And of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're interested in photography and Lightroom and Photoshop and plugins, please do hit the subscribe button. If you are subscribed and you're not getting notifications, please do hit the bell. Thanks for taking time to watch this, folks, and I will see you in the next video.